riding instructor at Enchanted Equine Adventures in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And this is part 4 of our little series. I hope you've enjoyed the other videos. And again, if you have any questions, just send me an email. If you have any thoughts about the presentation, drop me an email. If you want to reference materials, I can get those to you as well. So today we're going to go over socialization and end of life or end of career plans. So socialization is a huge part of the horse's life, and it affects every aspect of the horse's life. Burnout, digestion, all of those things. So this piece may not seem hugely important to some people, but to the horse, this is a very large piece of the puzzle for them. And we, as the equine professionals, it's our duty to make sure that the horse is happy and satisfied with his job. We ask them to be our partners in this job, whether it's just trail riding or therapeutic riding or a lesson program. We ask them to do this job. They did not choose to do it, so we need to ensure that they are happy in that job. So socialization is a huge part of this. Horses are social creatures. They are usually in the wild, found in a herd, and that herd can be 2 or 3, or it could be 30. Okay, so herd size is variable depending on where the horses are and what their resources are like. They will seek the companionship of other horses. Does that mean that they all know how to live as a herd? No. And that's our fault because we've kept them from being herd creatures for too long. Sometimes there can be a little bit of growing pains going on when you're trying to teach horses to live as a herd. My horses live together. I have 5 of them, 5 very different personalities, and they live together as a herd. And there's definitely a hierarchy and a structure, and at first it might just look chaotic, but if you sat there and you actually watched them for a couple of days, you would learn what the structure was of the herd. Can your horses touch each other? Lots of places have pens where the horses can stick their heads over and talk to each other. They can touch each other. They can see each other. Some places have stalls. The stalls are very challenging for a social creature like a horse. So there was just a study done by in Britain, and the study reflected that horses that were kept in stalls that couldn't touch, they could see but couldn't touch each other, showed higher levels of stress than horses who could actually touch each other through windows or over a fence. This, of course, leads to all kinds of stress behaviors, cribbing, weaving, and can also lead to ulcers. So making sure that your herd have time to socialize with each other is a huge part of having a successful program. All right, so now let's talk about end of life or end of career plans for your horses. Therapeutic riding takes its toll on a horse, on an equine partner, and studies have shown us that the career, on average, of a therapeutic riding horse is 2 years. 2 years as a therapeutic riding horse, and then they experience burnout and they need to move on to a different career. So that's not a lot of time. And a lot of our horses have been doing it for a lot longer. And if we manage all these other pieces of the puzzle, it will help to extend that time frame. But there definitely will come a time, I'm going through this with one of my horses, where this is the end of their career. So what is the next step? Is it that you have to put them down? And if that is the case, then you have to have a plan. If you're running a program, you have to have a plan for how you're going to celebrate that horse's life with all the clients that he or she has touched over the years. So just make sure that you think about that ahead of time and you have a plan for that. If the horse just needs another job or is ready to retire and not be ridden, what kind of plan do you have? what kind of thought process have you had about this? Do you have options? Do you know someone who has a 10-acre paddock that you can retire this fantastic therapeutic riding horse to? If you do, then fantastic. Congratulations. Most of us don't have that, unfortunately. So we have to have another plan. And there are other options. If your horse is being retired and is not rideable anymore, there are other programs that you can utilize to keep the horse in your program without being ridden. So you can offer things like a horse first aid class to the horse community in your area and utilize that horse in that program. You could do a senior program and go to senior homes with this horse. You could offer executive training opportunities to big CEOs so they can learn how to work with a horse and how to be a good leader. You could offer sponsorship opportunities to some of your supporters, and they could help sponsor this horse who would be in retirement from riding but still be at your program. You could do birthday parties. There are lots and lots of options that you could utilize for end of career. But what if the horse is still in good spirits but is ready to be retired from riding? Do you have an EGALA program in your area? EGALA works with horses on the ground, no riding, and that is a great retirement opportunity for some of our therapeutic riding horses. Okay. Do we have state or regional contacts that we can speak to about retirement opportunities? Maybe you have a horse that's too small for your program, your riders are larger and your horse is too small. Well, maybe there's a hippotherapy place down the street who offers hippotherapy to 2- and 3-year-old children who needs a small horse to utilize in their program properly. Maybe your horse can't walk on the solid ground that you have at your facility, and they need a softer ground to walk on. And maybe there's another program that has a softer footing that horse could go to. There's so many options out there, but we need to be able to communicate with each other and know our needs and be able to share these horses so that they can continue to have fantastic careers even when we can't provide that for them. So I'm currently creating a database for all of New Mexico to have a listing of all the programs that offer therapeutic riding, any mental health work with horses, hippotherapy, that kind of thing, so that we can have a database of people to talk to chat with if we have issues. I don't see why each state couldn't have one of those. Have a list of people, contacts that you can talk to that can help you, whether it be with horse sharing or even sharing clients, maybe. That is an option for some of the clients. So have an end-of-life plan, have an end-of-career plan for your horse, and work with the others in your local horse community in order to make sure that your horse has a fantastic end-of-career plan. Okay, thanks. So again, I'm Kendra Loring from Enchanted Equine Adventures. This has been our series on equine welfare and why it's important to us as the equine facilitators of these programs. We are their advocates and we must do better for them. If you have any questions, you want a copy of my resource material, send me an email and I'll get it off to you as soon as possible. And thank you for being great partners with all of our beautiful equines out there.